for the military, if she can make it. I mean, she don't even have to go all the way through the military. She can get her active duty, do a radio technician, and then after that, she can go work for KWLT or whoever or whatever. She can work on radios all day, and that's all she does. And I'm going to be... I want to do MP, but I really need to go into some like electrical engineering or construction, or I want to be an MP because there's police work behind that. But I also want to do something a little bit more challenging, because being an officer is challenging. Don't get me wrong, but I think trying to figure out the problem of a 16-step system is a little bit harder of a challenge. Being a beat cop doesn't sound fun. But I don't know. I want to be a state trooper, but I think I'm going to take my idea of getting where I need to go. And she's a radio tech. My brother's an electrician. Best thing for me to do is become a radio operator. We can start our own radio station.
Yeah. But you got to think about it at the same time. Like, we're slowly doing that now. You know, it's not going to stop.
Think about how educated. Look at Japan or Korea. Korea is a perfect example. South Korea. Everybody from South Korea has to do 1 or 2 years of military service. They have a very intelligent group of people.
Right.
All right. Korea ain't great, but imagine America. If we demanded 1 or 2 years of military service, you had to pick a field that you were good at, or that you could get good at, then all this homelessness, yes, there would still be homelessness. Yes, there would still be problems, but it would drop. It would drop significantly, and it would drop in very fierce numbers. So, I don't know. Maybe that's my opinion. But I think that the mandatory 1 or 2 years of service, I'm not saying go active. I'm saying go through boot camp. Learn how to get some pep in your step, get some gut to you. And then once you start learning what your job would be in the military, if you wish to leave after that, after you've learned it, you leave and you go be a radio tech or an electrician or a mechanic or a police officer or a detective or whatever, you know. So I'm going to use my free military education. I don't know about these guys. I don't know about everybody else. What say you?
But as this is going on slowly and progressively, you know, there's stuff. Oh, what I do?
He's trying to figure an iPad out.
I'm trying to figure something out. I'm sorry, but at the same time, it's how I am. I slowly do things progressively and slowly, but at the same time, I'm gonna do things what I need to do. Why? It's because I'm that type of person. You know, as this goes on, as we have this, I can do things that no one can. You know, no one's realizing what we have in store. You know,
we'll take 40 episodes. Nah, we're gonna have to do a couple of extra episodes eventually.
Right.
Like, maybe we're going to have to start doing 2 a week or something when I come down here to visit. 3 or 4 in a week.
Let's get it.
We're going to do 1 every night, or 2 every night, and that should take care of what? Oh, man.
It's just how it is, man. But at the same time...
You got any personal things you want to talk about? Just life? Didn't have much to talk about this episode. I'm surprised. Normally I got something to say, but no one really made me that mad this week.
Really?
Normally I'm fuming because somebody done said some stuff that shouldn't have been said. I did the GPIC experience today.
You did?
Yeah.
You went to go see the veterans?
I was in uniform as a cadet. Yeah.
It's even better. I like that. That's an honor. It shows you that we're slowly progressing as, you know, young.
Actually, we're dividing, if I can say that.
We're slowly dividing.
Look, you have the group of people, and it's not by race anymore. It's by group. It used to be by race, but now it's by group. You have the group of people who are for America and want the best for America, and you have the group of people who want America to exist, but simply so that they can either have their version of it or complain about the one we have now. But I was with a group that wants it to exist in a good way, and you should have seen me trying to unfold this big-ass flag.
Right.
Little old me, unfolding and folding the flag.
But you gotta think about it. You know, it's crazy. It's just that we have to bring it as a union, and we have to unite. We're worried about stuff that's overseas, and sometimes when we worry about stuff that's overseas, we can't get shit that needs to be fixed within the U.S. boundaries.
Well,
you know, and we have U.S. territory situations which still do exist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But you know, I don't want to say that they don't enforce the stuff enough. They just don't They don't bring the enlightenment back. And what I mean by the enlightenment, we all know that there's certain laws that were brought up that the enlightenment started. You know, that's how the enlightenment started. The United States of America.
Well, I think I like to call these phases. I think we're in a phase of awakening.
We still are.
And I'll say this, that there have been sub-phases for this awakening. And it started at about the 1940s, okay? So from like the 1940s to like the 1980s, everybody was just kind of realizing that race is an issue.
Yeah.
And they started putting some effort into getting the issue taken care of. And I'm not talking about race being segregation. I'm talking about race being people just don't like each other. So people just started trying to come together. And then from like the 1980s to, which it's going to change dramatically in this drop because it went from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So that's 4 decades to essentially one. From like the 1980s to the 1990s, everybody started making race almost invisible, which is okay. You know, that was good. And now we're in this phase of the awakening called the reversing. And I call it the reversing because people are starting to make race more of an issue now. Because it was an issue in 2005. It was an issue in 2013.
Yeah.
But in 2017, it's so much more of an issue that people would rather argue that than to argue things like, why did this shooting happen? Who was behind it? They didn't see ex-lunatic airman. They saw white dude. You know, when you see someone rob a store, or you see a youth black male rob a store, you don't see misguided youth black male.
Right.
You see black man. You see stereotype. You see all these other things that shouldn't exist. You know, you don't see when you see someone get pulled over for smoking weed, you don't see someone on the wrong path, as most Americans are. I'm not really like this, but most Americans see failure, pothead, stoner, useless. You know, and those things doesn't make up what that person is. That doesn't make up who that person is or what they are about. You know, because there are great people who are doing some really bad things right now.
Yeah,
and they're still great people. They're just doing bad things.
That was my question. Like, how you going to sit there and call a person a criminal knowing they did some great, unique things in their life?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure it out.
Well, I wouldn't call it the Mandela effect, but Mandela. I mean, he did some great things, but you know he did some terrible things.
And then you use his name.
Mm-hmm.
His name for a theory.
Mm-hmm. But that effect has nothing to do with race. It has something to do with thinking something existed that didn't.
It's still...
But that's still pretty messed up.
See where I'm coming from, right?
Where they used it, yeah. Well,
yeah, you see where I'm coming from, right?
Oh man, we got 5 minutes.
But no, it kills me. And when it kills me, it's gonna make me mad. But it's not making me mad. It's just I see it as a different topic, you know. But
I want to be like, I'm offended. I want to be like, well, I'm mad that this keeps happening. But if I say that, it's only going to feed into the fact that young people are offended by everything.
Yeah.
But this is something that legitimately offends me. I'm not talking about, someone cut in front of me in the store today. I'm offended. I'm talking about you assumed something about me, not because of my race, not because of my religion, but because of my friends, because of my family, because something you saw me do once, you assume something about me. Because when I sit down and do a podcast, people are like, "Oh, you do podcast? You must be freaking very social." And I'm like, "That's not the case at all."
That's socialism right there.
I'm not offended at the fact that there's stereotyping. I'm offended at the fact that they want to say it's okay to stereotype until it happens to them, until they get offended. That's what makes me mad. Don't do unless you want done to you.
Don't feed. Don't. It's like, to me, I go by that saying: don't feed the squirrel something that the squirrel don't like.
Or if you rattle the cage, expect to get barked at.
Yeah.
And if you stick in your hand in the cage, expect to get bit.
Or don't cross a rattlesnake's territory.
Yeah.
That you're gonna get bit. Regardless.
Now that's a metaphorical and a legitimate lesson that's taught there. Don't walk up on a rattlesnake. But it's kind of like people are like, "Oh, well, you mess with the bull, you get the horns," and I'm like, then what are you doing messing with the hunter?
Actually, a Native American.
Makes sense. Why are you messing with the person who's willing to already put you in a position? Why are you putting me in a position?
Yeah, that's like
because if you don't want to get punched, don't freaking punch.
You're right. It's just how the expectation rate is and how we are as not just Americans, but how we are as human beings.
Yeah.
Alright, this is how certain things are, and I'm not mad. It's not being shady. It's just how things are precise and how things are followed up.
Oh, I didn't even realize someone had commented 16 years of torture. Talking about the school. Alright, well, this has been Societal Communication. We're going to end it out in about 3 minutes or so. If we can get some likes and stuff, some spread out, I don't care if you subscribe, but if you can spread this around and get our information out, show some love to us. We'll show some love to you. We'll keep bringing the great content.
And then, we have a couple people that actually actually commented.
Last time we got 2 views, remember?
Yeah. That means we're growing progressively.
2 views.
2 views. That means
it's we're starting. Humble start.
Yeah, it's a humble
beginning.
Thing. It's a humble, the greatest thing. We're actually. That's an honor to have 2 people, and it's a very honor to have somebody comment.
That's the first comment. We gotta mark this down. Take a picture.
But at the same time, you have to actually think about it. At first, we started at no views, and then we started at 1, and it became 2, and then now somebody's viewing and commenting. So it's an honor. We're not discriminating at any given time, any given necessary. It's a good thing that if you sit there and give us a topic.
Yeah, if y'all want to comment a topic, we'll rip it up into shreds, man.
Talk about it for you. But, I'm not saying it has to be about...
Yeah, it can be anything.
I'm not saying it doesn't have to be...
our family dollars.
Right. I'm not saying it has to be about today's events. It could be something about drinks or
maybe
food.
You want to talk about Red Bull.
Or a Red Bull or something. Give us a topic that
Red Bull needs to hurry up and give us a sponsor. Oh, there she goes again. Number 1 fan right there. I know who that is, too. You know who that is.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got a minute. How do you want to close this? You want to talk about next week and our plans, or what? When you just want to make jokes the entire time?
Well, I just want to sit here and let y'all know, thank you for the number 1 fan that's actually tuning in for this. I'm very excited. We're slowly progressing. We're happy. The number 1 fan, please have people... I would repeat, please have people tune in.
Show some love.
Show a lot of love. We're trying to get this thing slowly and progressively. We're so trying to get modernized to the point that we have a laptop in front of us. Not even a laptop. It's a tablet, iPad. That's in front of us, and we searched up an event that we had to talk about today. Please stay tuned.
Alright, I'm going to read out this last 25 seconds. Alright, this has been Societal Communication with Joseph Taylor and Douglas Mitchell. I'm going to do this every Saturday at around 8 o'clock. It's not always 8 o'clock, but...
it has its times.
It has its times where sometimes it's like at 11, but...
Yeah.
We thank you for watching or listening, if you are listening, and hope you have a wonderful night.
And I want to toss in one comment: one man, one sound, one country.